It's safe now. It's okay. You can cover
What?
You can uncover your eyes.
You can uncover your...
The wait is over.
Are you gonna cover my eyes?
Yeah, you can uncover your eyes. All right, nailed it.
We can talk about this stuff now.
Okay.
Respawn,
Respawn, I've heard of them.
makers of Titanfall,
Yes.
have a new video game.
Okay. They have like 9 new video
Well,
games.
yeah, I think they're making a VR game for Oculus, or they were at one point. They're doing a Star Wars game.
Yeah.
But the makers of Titanfall have a new video game.
Okay, all right. Is it Titanfall? Titanfall 3, let's talk about
I have
it.
seen it. I have played
Doritos for like at a Target.
Robots within robots.
I got a whole thing of Target double XP for
Wall
Titanfall
running
2.
robots.
Will that
Yeah,
work? Is that
Hang on to your Mountain Dew, maybe. I don't think they're doing anything like that.
okay?
Okay. So
So you,
I came in here super excited to just blurt out what this game is, and then I was like, wait a minute, we should get your reaction live on camera. I
yeah.
will
So,
say-
so on your trip down, I think the only thing I knew was that it wasn't Titanfall 3. By the way the
Yeah.
invite sounded, they were like new video. You know, they new IP. like all.
Yeah, how this went was EA reached out and said, hey, we want you to come to Los Angeles to see a new unannounced game. And we were like, no, tell us what it is first before we commit. And then they were like,
FIFA 20.
we want to show you a new game from Respawn Entertainment. And we were like, okay.
Okay. All right.
They're one of like 3 or 4 studios in the world that we would be willing to go sight unseen to another city.
Yeah. That's yeah.
By the time this video goes up, people will have, like, the world will have just learned what it is, like minutes before. So people watching this probably have seen the news, but you have not. This is the Thursday before the Monday. All right. It is a squad-based, hero-based battle royale game set in the Titanfall universe. Free to play. And it's finished and coming out on Monday. Finished.
Yes!
Like not even going into alpha or beta on Monday. Like straight up
just
1.0 like coming out.
Video games can't even do that anymore.
yeah.
Dude, like they showed like 15 minutes of footage and like info dump trailer stuff, and then at the end they just like ran a slide on the screen that said February 4th.
Fucking crazy.
I know, man.
All right.
It was wild. Like,
How have they kept that? It was
it
good
was-
on them
like,
for
it was-
keeping that
it was
so
cool.
buttoned
It
down.
was the first 10 or 15 minutes was cool to see what this game was, but then when they were like, yeah, it's coming out in 5 days. It was pretty wild.
I feel like we've been asking for a while, like, what the fuck is EA doing? They seem to not have a lot of stuff in the pipe.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why.
Yeah. It's pretty exciting. Oh, I didn't even say that. The name of the game is Apex Legends. And the one thing I wish I had asked the Respawn guys when I was there was why it's not called Titanfall, because it's set in the Titanfall universe.
Yeah. Isn't Apex one of the corporate?
So maybe? Like I saw some references to the IMC
Yeah.
in this game, which is I think
That's
like
the-
one of the factions.
Yes.
Like the bad guys, I think.
I think
Or maybe they're the good guys.
I think you're the they're all the good
There's a
guys,
deep
depending
lore
on
for
Yeah,
Titanfall. It's easy to
there's
get
a-
confused.
I don't know. The name is kind of whatever.
Yeah. I don't know that I love the name.
Legends really invokes a certain vibe.
I'll say before we jump, I've got like a bunch of footage here we can look at. Before we jump in, they gave a really interesting like candid presentation where they were really open about a lot of aspects of this thing. And one of the things they said was, we're being very careful not to use the word heroes because that makes people think of Overwatch, and that makes people think of characters that have very specific loadouts and movement styles and like
You're
pluses and
locked in.
minuses. Whereas this game is a shooter. Everybody moves the same. Everybody's got the same jumps, the same like baseline mobility options. Like there are abilities on top of that, but it plays like one of their games, like top to bottom.
All right.
So like they're being careful about that stuff. They're also like, this is the first game they've put out since the EA acquisition, and they were very open about like, hey, all the decisions we have made on the design of this game happened inside Respawn. Like EA has not come in and told us what to do with this game.
Right.
They have dictated some stuff around the edges about like, you know, how it's tied into the Origin account system and like, you know, back end type stuff, but like they really wanted us to know like, hey, this is a Respawn game.
At any point did they address why they're not making Titanfall 3
I should have asked about that. Like I was I will say flat out, this game is cool as fuck.
All right.
It's really, I like, ever since I left that event, I have been thinking about how much I want to continue playing it.
That description is like right up my
It
alley.
is fantastic news that it's coming out in a few days.
Yeah, that's wow. Okay.
So I didn't even I barely thought to ask about Titanfall because like, there was a lot of info to absorb in this thing.
Right. I mean, I can start to guess at why they wouldn't just jump right into a Titanfall sequel, and it has to do with how Titanfall 1 and 2 maybe did. just sales-wise compared to the other
Yeah,
shooters.
I kind of have the thought like, those games are very critically acclaimed, but
especially with Titanfall 2's release window, they were just bashing their heads against Call of Duty and Battlefield. Yeah. So it just, it really got a fucking raw deal on that front.
No mechs in this game. So
okay,
that might be another reason.
They would not. If there are no Titans in the game, you don't call it Titanfall.
I did an interview that I need to see if the audio is usable or not. But it sounds like they started out prototyping with mechs. Like they started out with more of a traditional Titanfall experience in a big map, and then they realized like, hey, the mechs are going to imbalance this thing. It's going to be really hard to design and
that also seems like the sort of thing that if they figured it out, if it's a free-to-play game, if they figure that out in 9 months, they go, oh, by the way.
So and in fact, they flat out used the phrase Season 1.
Yeah.
They used the phrase Battle Pass. Like, they're doing that whole thing. So it is going to be an evolving game for sure.
Yeah.
So they could get there. God, there's so much more to say about it. Do you guys just want to see it now?
Yeah.
And some more nuts and bolts? Okay, let's just jump into this footage. So, pretty familiar. Not a whole lot of mystery about what type of game this is. It's a squad-based game. There is no solo mode. You cannot play it by yourself. Even if you go in by yourself, you're going to match up with 2 randos. We'll get into more of that stuff in a little bit here, but here are the characters. This robot dude. They fall into kind of familiar categories. There's like support characters that do healing and defense type stuff. This guy has got defense and some AoE stuff, so there's some like AoE sort of area denial characters. There are characters with more, she's a healer.
This seems more like the, I mean, I get why they wouldn't want to necessarily use the term hero characters, but these seem like the characters, the same way the characters are used in Black Ops 4, where there's no movement differences per se, it is just an ability layer.
Yeah. Sure.
It seems like something like that.
Yeah. This is a short clip. I can pause on some of these abilities if you want to actually read about them a little more.
I think we're
a couple.
This guy
Holographic decoy.
So this guy's about like deceit and stealth. Like he can stealth out of encounters. He can create mirages himself to confuse people. Stuff like that.
So it seems like everyone has a passive and active and ultimate.
Yes. So it's a passive. The active is the tactical, and then the ult. Pretty straightforward stuff. She can like warp around. She gets
void space.
Yeah, the voices I didn't try her. She seems like a little bit more of a high-level character, but I kind of got to interface with some of her abilities when other people played her.
Yeah.
The abilities with the different characters synergize really well, and like that's part of the reason I'm so bullish on the squad requirement, like the fact that you can't play it by yourself.
Well, also, if they're doing that, then they're probably also thinking along the lines of like, okay, well, what does this mean in a world where like strangers don't communicate with each other on mic? Like they have to build abilities around.
There are some incredibly smart features around communication that you'll see once we get into a match. This guy's crazy. I didn't try him either, but he can see the footsteps of people when they've been in an area.
That's a Call of Duty ability.
His ult is basically a wall hack. You can just see people through walls and stuff like that.
Also a Call of Duty ability.
So I mean, yes. None of the abilities that I saw, with maybe the exception of the Wraith, the Void Lady who can warp around.
Yeah.
Maybe even those are familiar.
That's a Titanfall 2 story thing in a way.
Yeah. The robot is interesting. He's got a grappling hook and he can create a zip line. There are zip lines all over this map. And you have a little gear-based doohickey mechanical thing that you jump on there with, meaning that you can also go up zip lines. Not just down them.
Yeah.
But this guy can
shoot from a zip line?
Maybe I'm not. I've got footage.
I would hope so.
Yeah. He can make a zip line for other people to jump on, like a mobile one.
Does everyone have the gear to go up, or only him? Okay,
yes.
All right. Okay.
Everybody can go up and down ropes however they feel like. It's super cool. He can scan beacons on the map that shows where the next circle is going to be, which is cool. Probably enough with the characters.
It seems like they all. Can you have multiple of the same character?
No, it is one per squad.
And this might be a little too specific, but do you know if you pick and then matchmake, or if you just like matchmake?
You'll see as soon as. In fact, we can jump into a match here.
Because I imagine, like you talked about during, Call of Duty, there was kind of like a couple characters that you like, and
if 2 people pick them, you're locked out.
Yeah. So we matched right into a match here. This is. They had us wait. They wouldn't let us take footage until the last couple hours of the day because they wanted people to get kind of proficient with it. So like I've got some good matches with a lot of good fun action in them here because I had played a good 2-3 hours at least before this.
Is 60 people the standard?
Yeah, so...
3-player squads, 60-player.
Yeah, so I asked them about the limit. They are targeting a higher limit later. It sounds like it was just a resources thing. Of they basically said, like, we could have launched with a higher player count, or we could have launched on consoles as well. So they went with consoles. So it's coming out on PS4 and Xbox
okay.
Cool.
and PC.
I guess
or they will all be up for download by the time you're hearing this. But it sounds like they are going to go for a higher player count later. They did say they felt like maybe the size of their map was a little sparsely populated with 60. Although it felt pretty good to me. So this is the phase. It randomly, I guess it's random. Basically, there's a pick order.
Follow me.
So I'm picking second here. I really got into Bangalore.
I came here to party. Let's rock.
I think she's probably my early favorite so far.
I am so ready for this. I am extremely ready for this. Are we ready?
A lot cartoonier than...
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna say
more attitude than Titanfall.
More character and.
So this is like lifetime kills with that character, and some other stats. We'll get into how the stat stuff works in a little bit.
This is your champion.
I think this is a cool feature. It's basically who played the best in the last match they played, and there is a kill leader concept. God, there's so much going on in this game. I'll just try to talk about it as you see.
So one player determines where you drop?
Yes.
That's that jump master thing?
Yes, so you can relinquish that.
Oh, but you can launch solo if you're just
Yeah,
like,
you
fuck
can
you.
break off. Although every time somebody in my squad did that, I think this is a cool feature, the smoke. You
Yeah.
see where the other squads are going.
Cool. Blackout mode added that.
Okay. So maybe, I haven't played a ton of Blackout. I've been out of Battle Royale for a while, so maybe some of this stuff is not as revolutionary as I thought. Every time somebody peeled off of the squad and went and landed solo, they fucking died instantly.
Of course, I mean that's...
So like, you can do it, but I got annoyed when people would because it really hamstrung us. Like, so
I guess that's my worry about, the kind of forced squad play stuff is, you're gonna end up with people who are just like, no, I'm dropping over here. I know the good spot.
It's possible, but I think people are gonna...
Yeah, if you do that too much.
Right,
it's
people
like-
are gonna realize the value. In fact, you'll see there is more to the squad stuff that you'll see shortly.
Boot up.
One of the unfortunate side effects of having played a bunch of this before I started capturing footage is that I was just flying through, picking stuff up by now, and not reading anything, so it's going to be harder to explain some of this stuff, but
I have a feeling someone's watching.
there will be some spots where you can see how the inventory and the gear stuff works.
Sending out my decoy.
A lot of smart automation. See, the dude that peeled off died already.
Tastes like victory.
Dang, looks like it's just us.
So, looks like you're gonna recover something?
Yes. So, I don't know if you saw that icon was red a second ago. So when you die, you don't die, you bleed out. So there's a bleed out phase. They can shoot you down while you're bleeding out, or there are like canned animated finishers.
Yeah.
Actually, hang on. Well, there's a bunch of stuff popping off here. I still don't have a gun at this point.
Yeah.
You may have noticed.
I like that door opened in front of you.
Mobility, like crazy. Like you can grapple all over the place. There's no wall running.
Double timing it.
Oh, no wall running. Okay.
But that's pretty much the only thing from Titanfall that's not here in terms of mobility. My character, basically, her passive is when she gets shot, she runs faster, so that procced a second ago.
Defensive position here.
So there's basically a squad in here, and I still have no gun. So that's my my passive again. Her active is a smoke cloud.
New kill leader. One.
Still don't have a gun. All right, fine, I have a gun.
This looks good.
It plays like a Titanfall game. I mean, it feels so good. The shooting is...
Using a med. 1 sec.
the heals and the shield recharges are pretty long. Like, it's a commitment.
If you can move though while you do it.
Yeah. So they went down up there, so they still have a squad member somewhere, so I'm like super... In fact, I think that might be them. I was super paranoid at this point that I don't know who is still alive up here. So this is the finisher I have equipped for her. Kind of in the corner, the camera angle didn't work out super well, but...
Who else was at this event? Was it press?
It was a ton of press, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like you collected a banner and says deliver to beacon.
Yeah, so I'm getting my other banner right there. So that's the multi-stage
Oh.
thing. You'll see here in a second. Sustainability is a big thing in this game that it took me a while to get used to because I'm so used to, in most Battle Royale games, the second you die, just bailing out to the lobby and hitting go again.
Yeah.
But as long as you have one squad member up, well, you'll see. So I picked up those beacons. Actually, here's the interface stuff. It's 2 weapons at a time.
Any sort of like backpacks?
Yes, there are backpacks that expand your inventory. It's very Blackout-esque. It's all kind of streamlined and simplified a little bit. The attachment stuff is incredibly smart, and I think Blackout probably does a fair amount of this stuff.
And you're playing this on PC, right?
Yeah, this is the PC version. That's all they had there. Any attachment you pick up that, if it can only go into one of your guns, it will automatically go in that slot.
Yeah.
If it can go into both guns, it will go into the one you currently have equipped. If you pick up a new gun, it will transfer any attachments that are in the old gun that are compatible to the new gun automatically. I think the only time I ever manually touched the attachments was to drag a good scope from one gun to the other. Like it really handles a lot of it on its own.
And you were playing with mouse, right?
Yeah, it was mouse and keyboard.
Just curious to know how that stuff would handle on a controller.
Yeah, probably fine. They were handing out controllers if you wanted them. So this is a respawn beacon. If you can get to one of these with your team banners.
Oh, respawn.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, right?
It takes a second to stick them in there, so it's a little bit of a risk if you're alone.
And it looks pretty exposed. Like,
Yeah. All the respawn beacons I saw were right out in the open. Also, they're all single use, so once a squad uses one, they can't be used again.
Oh, huh.
Like you'll notice that little hologram is not on the top of the beacon anymore, so that means it's dead now. But yeah, as long as one squad member is up and can get to those banners and get them up, like you can get your entire team back in the match.
Yeah. So did they talk at all about story stuff? Because I'm seeing like billboards that show kills and stuff. Is this like a futuristic game show?
Yeah, I actually meant to ask how hard they were leaning into the game show motif and didn't get a chance to. Like what you're seeing here is about the extent of it that's in the game so far. Like there aren't a lot of cutscenes or you know, there's plenty of like ambient dialogue that kind of gives the legends some character, but like there doesn't seem to be much of an overarching story, at least that they were showing.
So is that Q? Is that your active ability, the smoke cloud?
Yes.
So those little orange bars, you have 2 stocks of it?
I guess so. Actually, I didn't notice that.
And I assume they just regenerate over time.
Yeah, that's just a cooldown. I don't know that every character has multiple uses of that.
Any idea on what charges your ult? Is it kills? Is it time? Is it both?
I think it's both. Okay. It definitely charges over time. I'm guessing kills make it happen faster. And there are also items you can pick up that give you a big like a fourth of the charge right there.
Oh, weird. Loot tiers per zone.
Yes. So and that may be randomized. I think I looked at the map a little more in the drop phase. So he basically just tagged this as people have been here, and then I see people over here, and the gun I have can't hit them for shit from here. But so it's bound to middle mouse button by default, but there's basically a communicate button, and anything you were pointing at when you hit that button, you will just get a context-sensitive like call out.
Oh, like enemies or items.
Like I think I do it right here.
Target over there.
Yeah, so like she calls out like enemies over there, and then it marks on everybody's HUD like where I spotted them.
Yeah, like a Battlefield style thing.
Yeah, I'm sure that stuff is.
I mean, I guess actually Battlefield doesn't even have that anymore.
Okay.
Which is maybe why I liked Battlefield slightly less.
Does it do anything if you call it just like nothing?
Yeah, like it'll just be. I think the default is like
go here.
Let's go over there.
Yeah.
There's a radio menu that gives you a bunch of extra options for what you say. It works on any gear that you point at. You can request, like you can hover over a gun in your inventory and request ammo for it, or you can request a healing item, stuff like that.
I really like the look of this. It's bright in a way that I appreciate from a battle royale.
It's
I
not
like a lot of color.
super cartoony though. It's like I think it strikes a good balance. So here's like just a vertical zip line.
Nice.
You can get into some bad ammo situations. Like I don't have any reserve ammo for like either gun here. The gear feels really randomly distributed in that way, so you get like good matches and bad matches. So that's Caustic. That's one of the 2 heroes that will not be free at launch, and he does all this shit. So he's real good at keeping you out of an area if he doesn't want you to be there. Like, look at my health.
Yeah.
Like, straight up died to that stupid poison cloud. So that's a knockdown shield, and I don't know why I didn't use it more here. It's something you pick up. It's not, you don't have it by default, but they're everywhere. I think I had just given up on life at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I used it briefly there. It's basically just, it absorbs however much damage it says based on what level it is, and it's just a way to keep yourself alive a little bit longer while you're crawling around.
Cool.
Yeah, like normally, like my muscle memory, my reflexes just hit escape and get out of this match when that happens, but like my other two people are still up. And they've got a good like 90 seconds to get my banner.
Any idea what the hide show player banner thing is even doing?
I think I turned it off here. It just shows which player you're spectating.
Oh, okay, got it.
Was it on the right a second ago?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
okay.
it's just a,
I thought that was something related to your banner, like you could like give up and say, hide my banner, don't come get me.
No, that just shows the banner of the person you're spectating.
Okay.
There's a lot of cosmetics around banners and stat tracking
like
and stuff that people...
that guy had an animated one that was clearly...
Yeah.
So you mentioned 2 of the characters are not going to be free at launch?
Yeah, it's six free. It's Mirage and Caustic are the 2 that are not free.
And are you unlocking them potentially in a battle pass? Or are you paying for them directly?
You can pay money for them, or you can earn a different currency in game to unlock them for free. No fall damage in the game at all. It's just kind of weird, like jumping off the top of a mountain and just going. It's a little bit nerve-wracking.
It's got the Star Fox legs.
I like the little flashes on the other players in your squad as they are shooting or getting shot.
Oh,
like
yeah.
That, like,
the little muzzle flare.
Yeah, like letting you know,
cool.
like, hey, they are somewhere shooting.
Yeah, there's a ton of really good visual feedback on just about everything.
Huh.
You get a sense for like how brutal the circle is, if it's comparable to other...
I think it's like other games where early on it doesn't hurt too bad. That's it right there on the mountain. It definitely can hurt a lot more later. I've got some footage of matches that went a little longer.
I'd be interested to see if it's like kind of thing where, okay, I'm gonna run out just to revive you at a at a respawn thing in the circle, you know, if you can like...
that situation comes up here like twice in just like the 4 matches that I recorded.
Great.
Of like, we've got one guy left and he's got both banners, but like the only respawn beacon is just outside the circle. Like he's gonna eat a bunch of damage and like take a huge risk to try to get us back. So he's down. He thought to use his knockdown shield. Then unfortunately, Apex Test 546 here just screwed around for like 10 minutes after this, so that's about it for this match because I just cut it off and quit. I think he went and got other dude's banner as well and then just like sat on a hill for 10 minutes and never went for a respawn beacon.
Were there any left?
Yeah, there was one. I think this match was seconds from.
I see a vehicle right there. Are there
No,
drivable?
there's no vehicles. Let's just skip out of this. Nothing else really happens here. I hope I've got some more footage of the map as you drop.
Don't move that mouse.
That's in the game.
Oh.
Yo, come check.
We were playing with a bunch of testers, and this dude gives some pretty good running commentary and like some good higher level experienced info over playing this. It was nice.
I like, randomizing the order of who picks is the way to do it.
It felt good. I felt like I got first enough times. And I like enough of the characters that I don't
get that guy.
I don't mind not always getting my first pick.
This is your champion.
Yeah, I guess it's just it's.
I'm the jump master. I won't let you down. Except
I'm a jump man.
Weird. Never mind. Go ahead. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Okay. So that legend there kind of shows you the pertinent stuff as you drop. So I think the hot zone I'm pretty sure is random every match, and that's basically just like, hey, there's gonna be a lot more good stuff here, so it's gonna get spicy there. The supply ship is kind of the same thing. You can see it down there below water treatment. And
does it move around, or is it just like random? Like, does it move around during the match? I guess.
No. So I think this just happens to have been the case here. That you see that the blue icon just to the left. I mean, just to the right of runoff, the hot zone.
Yeah.
That is the landing point for the dropship or the supply ship. I don't think they're usually near that close together.
Yeah.
That ship also has a bunch of good stuff on it, but it takes like. It may be random how long it takes, but it seems like in the first 2 to 3 minutes it's going to land at that landing point. So those are basically like 2 spicy areas you can target if you just want good stuff and action. The survey beacons are the things that the robot can scan to get the circle information.
I saw like color-coded loot on guns and stuff. Is the stuff that changes just damage, or you got other abilities?
Look, some of that stuff was going to be like, here's like a fast mags or like a bigger.
Yeah, the guns don't have color coding. It's all the attachments.
Oh, okay.
The guns are all baseline.
I see.
Armor has color coding. Attachments have color coding. And there's one tier of weapon, which I think is what they describe as fully kitted, which is like an orange tier weapon that has no attachment slots and cannot be reloaded. It comes,
weird.
It only comes with what ammo is in it, but it's like it's a super high tier weapon. Like it's really good.
Yeah, I would have figured that fully kitted meant it just comes with all the good attachments on it already.
Like I think it does. It's just they can't be swapped out and it can't be transferred around. They want it to be kind of limited use.
Yeah.
I got a couple of those in the next little bit.
It's weird because, like, saying this is set in the Titanfall universe, when you think about what the story and situations have been in the Titanfall universe, the idea of a murder game show is really hard to, like, where does this even happen?
They said something like this game takes place in the Outlands, which is sort of the border territories, not so much what you've seen.
The Outlands, got it. Okay.
Yep.
I have a grenade. I'll add any weapons.
Same.
Please. Alright, here we pick the clean.
I think the game is like incredibly approachable.
Anyone see anyone drop north?
This guy's gonna get hard to talk over.
Yeah.
Like just UI-wise, it's super easy to get into. I think the one thing I wish there was a little more of is like as you sort of mouse over a lot of these attachments, there's text that says you have this equipped already or you already have a better mag. I wish there was more like kind of colored iconography on that stuff.
Right.
So you don't have to like stop
at a
and
glance.
read.
Yeah.
Like just like a green up arrow, red down arrow. Would,
Pig, I see you on
something you can
banners.
sweep over and read super fast.
That's stuff that I feel like a lot of games in the genre could do better at, is just like this whole thing of like, this is level 2 armor, and you're like, wait, what do I have?
Right, yes. So it's like, you know, it's white, blue, purple for those tiers, so it's obvious like that's a level 1 armor. Like that's a better barrel stabilizer. But yeah, it's the relative power that they could communicate a little bit faster.
Yeah. For situations where you're swapping something out. I mean, at least they draw the box. I feel like a lot of other games don't even do that.
Yeah, the info is there. It just, you kind of have to stop and like parse the text to make sure.
Alright, I'm up north.
All right, important question. Any sort of emotes, dances?
I believe the only thing like that is those the
finishers,
the animation, or
Yeah,
the
if you go that way,
finishers.
it's going to be a
They had those in Titanfall too.
I don't think there definitely aren't any dances. I don't think there's really any taunts or
There's
anything.
a lot of action over there.
They get into what you're unlocking in the battle pass, just like cosmetic stuff
No,
with
they didn't.
banners,
They
or-
didn't. I assume it'll probably be more of that stuff. They did
Just
not.
like the guys that are on that airship are already more armed than us because they dropped into runoff.
Yeah. Runoff was the hot zone.
Yeah.
I do have
Oh no!
So she was starting to do her animation, and then my guy took her down. Like I don't know why she thought that was a good idea because the animation makes you vulnerable.
Yeah.
That's his or one of his.
Reloading. No worries, brother. I got you.
Thank you.
Flag grenade set.
So it's, you know, the looting other people's stuff, fairly obvious. You know, if it doesn't.
Yeah,
happen.
this would be a nice thing of like, you know, and I guess that's a.
Also, I thought that was one of my teammates running around next to me.
Not.
Who decided to kill me while I was looting. But then here comes this dude with his bubble shield. I did not deserve this guy on my team.
I'm a coming.
Perfect. I'm the new kill leader.
Yeah, like you almost wish, like, oh, if you open a supply chest after you kill a guy and there's like ammo or equipment that is like clearly a tier better than yours, that it just auto equips or something, you know?
Yeah.
But you wouldn't always want that because you'd save some for your team
Yes.
or, you know,
Yes.
other stuff
I
like
guess
that,
they could want to preserve the drama of like, okay, looting is going to take
right.
a few
It's going
seconds.
to take time. Like, that's a gameplay thing.
So I am 99% sure this is a fully kitted weapon. I don't know that I used it a ton. I think this is like it's a revolver. It's kind of a six shooter type
Right.
thing. And I got some kind of achievement for it. Wait.
Hey, thanks. I'm coming to pick. Oh wait, never mind.
Does Origin have achievements?
Origin does have achievements, I think, yeah.
Oh, by the way, drop in. Do you have any help?
I think they added achievements at some point, yeah.
Okay.
Ask me anything about Origin.
I guess I'm going to get more acquainted with it because I think I'm going to play this on PC.
I feel like I would probably play this on console. But we'll
I haven't
see.
seen how it runs. I mean, they didn't have that version there, or either of the console versions.
Body shield here. Level 2.
More than anything, for me, it's just the mouse and keyboard controls feel so good.
Anyone have help?
Fighters. No one is inside.
I think what they were telling me at this point was, so the armor has shields in it that can be depleted, and then they were saying like, hey, go pick up that, even though you have a blue, go pick that blue up because it's fresh, but then that one also happened to be depleted, so somebody must have dropped it here.
Oh, yeah.
But so there are cases where you would want to get another of the thing you already have because it's got more charge in it.
Oh, I got right on me. Right on me.
Syringe here.
You guys seem pretty spread out.
Yeah.
Oh, that son of a bitch. No. No. This is Walter and a Bangalore in here. Coming around on me.
Incoming care package. I love loot.
Contact with target.
Out in the open.
They'll never shoot through this.
Let's not die. Reloading. Enemy taken down. Picked up our friend's banner. We can bring him back.
Thank you.
I did a terrible job of using the robot's abilities here. I don't know that I used any of them.
And he's the zipline guy, right?
Yeah, so I could like there are definitely a couple spots here where I could have planted a zip line that would have been really helpful to get us moving around better. There are some other mobility options built into the map that you haven't seen yet that are kind of cool.
That respawn beacon by the dropship is gonna be hairy. I don't know if they have time to double back.
So I want to say the circle is advancing at this point, or about to. Yeah, we've got like less than a minute.
Are you got my Dragon G7? Nice.
They gave us like a mountain of in-game currency to buy skins and stuff with, so I just got a bunch of like high-level goofy stuff.
Oh, sneaking in. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, circle's coming.
It's gonna get loud. Can you ping any? I don't see anybody on the top of this thing. Any weapons?
Oh, do you drop in with nothing again?
We gotta get going.
What do you mean?
When you respawn, do you drop in with no gear?
Yeah, I think that's the case.
Gotta get moving.
Oh God.
Yes, in retrospect, it's a good thing I used that heal, because I was about to die through the circle.
On one hand, I think the respawn idea is really neat. On the other hand, if I'm playing solo with two other people that I think like maybe aren't the most competent or whatever, and I die right away,
Right.
I'm gonna be sitting there for a while.
You can quit out anytime
hopes-
you want.
Right, but then what if they were gonna revive?
Yeah.
What if
like is that then a dick move?
yeah?
Maybe.
So the thing they did for Blackout recently is they have a, I believe they're calling the mode down but not out, and it's basically like it's a squad mode, and every time the circle moves to a new phase, everyone respawns. Like everyone redrops.
Interesting. That's think that's Gibraltar's airstrike.
Oh.
I think that's his ultimate. Pretty effective.
This is the AC.
Thank you.
Look at that lifeline right there.
Yeah, it seems like I'd like to start out with some heroes that don't require a lot of synergy or teamwork, like that have ults that, because I feel like the zipline ult is really strong if you can be like, okay team, we're gonna go over here, we're gonna zip around here.
Once you know the map and you can kind of call some shots, yeah, it's a lot more effective, but you know, I was still learning a lot of this stuff. Let's take a look at the monetization.
Yeah.
Any idea if these are the real prices or anything around
they
that
are.
stuff?
Pretty sure. As far as I know, this is basically all final. So, you know, character skins, weapon skins. It's nothing you have not seen before.
Yeah.
Hacks. They were very quick to point out that they publish all of their drop rates.
Oh, great.
They give you, you know, a lot of information. You know, it's like, hey, every 30 packs you open, you will get at least one legendary. No duplicates. Here are the percentages, et cetera, et cetera.
Seems like a good way to circumvent a lot of laws being passed.
Well, not circumvent, like
countries.
comply with them, probably. Although, is it Belgium that has banned them outright?
Well, Belgium, I think, came out against like the FIFA stuff specifically.
Okay.
I don't know if they.
Maybe it's a per game thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they've.
Here's your animation.
Not bad.
I think they call that thing the loot tick.
All right.
So all the stuff like banners and
There were multiple ways this could end. I chose this one.
obviously voice lines and stuff, but even banners are all character specific. Even stat tracking is character specific. Let me find a way to skip this, but that's pretty quick.
I hated the ticks. Titanfall.
Well, that crafting metals are the thing you can craft skins with.
Okay.
It's like
Overwatch has that.
Use
right?
currency
Yeah,
that you...
like sometimes you open a box and
Yes.
currency comes out and you can just buy what you want, right? Yeah.
Totally.
So there are 3 currencies in this, and the one thing they said was not final in this build is the sort of when you mouse over the tooltips for what they mean, that text was wrong.
Oh.
So,
Losing isn't fun. That's why I don't do it.
Regular claptrap over here.
yeah. So the stat trackers, I don't know if other games may have done this, but like you're basically gonna get randomly dropped stats for your banner for different characters. Like here's how many pistol kills you've gotten with Mirage.
Okay.
It's kind of cool. Every character starts with that lifetime kill counter, and then there are the other stats you can slot in. So yeah, those are the currencies up there. As far as I can tell, like I said, what was in the game was not accurate, but the blue is the crafting material. You can cash a bunch of that in to craft like a skin that you want. The yellow, well, you'll see when we check out the Apex coins. The yellow is the paid currency.
Okay.
And I don't know where the orange one comes from, but those are the 2 that you can spend on characters. So these are the 2 that you'll either have to pay for or grind for at launch. They were very candid about more characters coming pretty shortly, pretty quickly after launch. I think all these prices are final.
Those tiers look like they kind of would be, I guess. Yeah.
No progress sharing across platforms, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay.
That's, you know, fairly standard, I guess.
No purchases that go across.
Yes,
Yeah.
right. Which is, I mean, it would be amazing if they had it, but it's not really something you expect, I suppose.
Other battle royale games have done it.
Yeah. Maybe they'll get there.
Yeah.
It makes me reluctant to play a lot on multiple platforms.
Well, yeah, especially if you're thinking about spending any money or
Yeah,
anything.
for sure. But even just like the character unlock progress. But the game is a ton of fun, so doing that stuff multiple times, maybe not the end of the world. mean, this is extremely straight out of Overwatch, right?
Yeah.
Like this menu.
Yeah.
Anyone want to take me out? Come find me.
Is it Troy Baker?
Oh, it could be.
Could be. All right.
Probably obvious from looking at this stuff, but they said it flat out. There is nothing in this game you can pay money for that affects the gameplay in any way.
Okay.
It's all cosmetic. No like pay to win or whatever phrase you want to use.
Yeah.
So I was getting these crafting materials dropping in like 15 to 30 unit increments, so it seems like getting 1200 is gonna take a while.
Oh, geez, yeah.
But also those are like the legendary skins, like those are the best ones. I didn't think to actually check like the purple and blues to see how much they cost. I'm sure they're a good bit cheaper.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Did you see skins that like dramatically changed just the outfit, or was it largely?
These seem to be the most different, and they're not that different.
Right.
I mean, it's
Yeah, as one that had a helmet and
like she's got
Okay.
the shaved head variant. She looks like Jack from
Yeah, I was
Mass
gonna say.
Effect. Although I was way too into this anime thing.
everyone's talking about this anime thing. You heard of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's big.
I couldn't resist this ridiculous cyborg-looking thing. Yeah, the changes aren't too dramatic. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess you need to maintain like your kind of silhouette readability.
Sure, yeah.
But the colors do change quite a bit. There are some variations.
As I say, Overwatch is usually like, it's a handful of different actual outfits and then varieties on those, right? It's like the legendary skin, you might find 3 different colors of it, or...
Yeah, there's like usually 2, like, there's event-specific ones that just have 1, and then, but like, kind of generic ones will have multiple.
Okay.
This shotgun has probably my favorite skin in the game, which is this one. It's just real good, like mall kiosk airbrushing on the stock.
Yeah. Yeah, like a lot of these are weapon names, like these are weapons from Titanfall.
Okay. Yeah, that was something I heard a couple other people at the event getting hung up on, was a lot of these weapon names. Like, what does R301 mean if you've never heard of it?
It means the default assault rifle from Titanfall 2.
Right, but that's what I mean. If you didn't play a lot of Titanfall, like I didn't even know that. So like, there's going to be like, Flatline and Hemlock could mean anything if you haven't played those games.
Yeah.
There is a little bit of learning curve, like figuring out what weapons are good.
I feel like that's everything, like any game that doesn't just like flat out say assault rifle or whatever.
It's the Call of Duty thing.
Like if you know real guns, or or if you've played a lot of Metal Gear, you know what a SOCOM is.
Right. Well, I mean, like by the end of the day, I had already started absorbing a lot of what was what.
Yeah.
Is there any way to like practice shooting or test out guns?
That's a good question. I didn't see anything like that. There is a training mode, which is 10 minutes long. It's not super in-depth, but they give you most of the guns in that training mode, like just that you can pick up and fart around with. So I guess you could just replay that and try stuff out. I really like this Tron skin.
Cool.
There's some weird stuff like there are submachine guns and shotguns that look like pistols, which maybe is a Titanfall thing. Like,
yeah, I think so. Those were not the weapons I used most when playing Titanfall, so.
but even just visually, some of that stuff is like, oh, this is actually a shotgun, not a pistol. Like it doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
I bought a bunch more loot boxes with the currency they gave us if you want to see more gear, or we can just move on. It's what you expect.
Yeah, we're all right. I mean, it's mostly skins and stuff.
Skipping through, it's voice lines, it's skins, it's crafting material. It's, you are familiar with all of this stuff.
Oh yeah.
Got just a couple more clips of match footage here. My understanding is that X350 Dev is a ringer from Respawn.
Okay.
Which really paid off in this match.
ready to go.
Did you select or did it auto pick when your time ran out?
I think it auto picked there. And I don't think I clicked that portrait, so it may just be randomly picking at that point.
This round squared away.
I'm really curious. I mean, by this point, when people are watching this video after it has posted, we'll have a good idea of how this thing is going, I guess, because it'll have been up for download for a good like hour or something by now.
Yeah.
They sounded like they're confident about launch day.
Okay.
It seemed like they tactically picked a Monday afternoon as a time when a lot of people are at work.
Yeah.
And not everybody can be downloading this all at once, so it should kind of get people in slowly. Here's just a different distribution of the hot zone and the supply ship, landing spot, and stuff like that.
It's time to drop, shock, and run.
Did they say anything about?
Lead us to the wind map.
You said they mentioned seasons and stuff like that. Any impression if they tend to like update the map over time or add additional maps later?
I talked to the design director about that stuff in the interview some. It sounds like they're probably going to stick with just this map for a while.
Yeah.
He said they really want people to learn each space as kind of its own sort of arena.
Yeah.
Like each location, just get a good feel for how it's laid out and like really know the map.
Yeah, I guess though that doesn't mean that they're not gonna update locations and stuff like.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, we put another building here, or hey, there's a boat now. Yeah.
I mean, they said the entire genesis of this game was like rapid prototyping and iteration, which is, like I said, how they ended up having mechs at first.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was the story they told for Titanfall 2 also.
Yeah. So I'm sure they're gonna just keep testing ideas as this thing goes.
It looks like you don't have charges for this character.
For the grapple. I don't know why I wasn't using that thing. Yeah, I think a lot of them are just on a single-use cooldown.
Okay, bomb.
Syringe here.
There. Goodbye.
So you can request stuff you don't have from those radio menus, in addition to selecting them.
Okay.
Well, they were particularly good.
I think there were only like 2 matches that people even had their mics on, but I never felt like there was not enough communication. Like the built-in stuff feels really.
Well, I think that dude on the mic was telling you to stop so he could give you something, and you didn't. So maybe the in-game stuff is better than mics anyway.
Well, he was breaking up. It was hard to hear what he was saying.
Oh, was it? There's like a thank button there.
Yes, you can thank
Thank
people
your
for
squad
giving you
mates.
stuff.
Fuck a bus driver.
Yeah. Also, I had respawn people like talking to me over my shoulder for half of this.
Yeah. I got a couple for you.
Yeah, so going up zip line's pretty good.
Yeah.
Shield.
Here, level 1.
There's some more mobility stuff you haven't seen yet that I think we get into pretty
Giving my shields a
soon
recharge.
here.
Get that slurp juice.
Backpack here. Level 2.
I need help.
Yeah. Giant bomb. I dropped a whole health in front of you. Walked away.
Syringe here.
Yeah, I really wonder what their design philosophy will be when it comes to updates, because people kind of hold Fortnite as the gold standard because they're just constantly adding, tweaking, removing, just going on. Like I saw the last big patch, they just got rid of a bunch of guns, and so I wonder if they're just going to try and emulate that, if they're going to try and do it their own way.
I mean, the big thing they have to worry about that Fortnite doesn't is individual characters.
Yeah.
So it sounds like that's their focus. early on. Like I said, it sounds like characters are coming like in a matter of weeks after launch. There will be new ones.
That's cool.
I don't think they said exactly what their kind of Season 1 Battle Pass schedule is. But I got the sense that will probably come pretty quickly after launch too.
Oh, sorry.
Give people a little bit of time to just kind of get used to the idea of playing the game, and then be like, all right, here it is.
Yeah.
Got it.
You're right. I found the in-game communication stuff to, excuse me, to be maybe a little easier to keep track of.
Especially when you're trying to record footage.
Yeah. But again, I mean, I had like one headphone off.
Yeah.
Talking to there were a ton of Respawn guys at this thing, and ladies. I mean, they seem very excited about this game.
Cool.
They are very enthusiastic about what they've got going, and for good reason.
Yeah, I like the UI stuff. Like, it just feels very thoughtful.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
Yes.
circle thing's about to start, so timer gets bigger to let you know.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, that's hard to miss.
Like a lot of that stuff just seems.
Yeah, and the characters are always calling out, even stuff you don't trigger manually. Like the characters will call out, like, "Hey, circle in 60 seconds," and stuff.
Oh,
like that.
right.
They
Cool.
really call your attention to it quite a bit.
I'm taking shots. Going to phase.
Like good sound too.
Yeah. Even just like the hit reactions, like there's a just real good snap to it when
Yeah.
you score a hit.
Delivering care package.
Thermite grenade.
Tango down. Put a lane on contact. Spotted. Double timed it. Taking fire.
I killed an enemy.
Let's go this
Hostile
way.
close.
Kind of like the robot.
Reloading.
I think well-meaning naivete works a lot better for a robot character than like super snarky asshole
Yeah.
claptrap
Yeah.
style.
You want to be closer to Data than
Yes.
Claptrap.
Yes.
It just goes for real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reloading.
Full squad down.
You'll be all right. I gotcha.
Your help is very helpful.
New kill appointed.
New kill leader. Call him if you spot him.
Phoenix kid here.
I wasn't sure if you get something for killing the kill leader. I'm not sure if that's. Oh, you know what?
You got bonus experience.
Yeah, that's right. It rings up at the end of the match as extra XP.
And what is XP is giving you levels, which give you loot boxes.
Yes. So I don't think I realized those were the other team's bombs there and not ours until I walked on top of one. I'm sorry, you were saying.
What is leveling up? Just giving you like boxes and currency, or
Yes.
Okay.
There's something. We'll see it at the end of this match. It tells you what the next level is going to give you, and I think in this case it's like a box and something else at the next level, and I forget what the something else is. But we should see it.
Your help is very helpful.
And I assume the battle pass will have its own level.
I would think so. Yeah. I wish I had. There's so much to take in. I didn't ask everything I could have, but that Phoenix kid is basically kind of a full heal for everything.
Repairing.
But yeah, I wish I had thought to ask more about what the battle pass was going to be. We may know by the time this goes up, so
I was gonna say, yeah, that seems like that's the sort of stuff that they would.
they've got kind of a staggered rollout in the morning of this embargo, where like Vince Zampella is going to be out there talking about some stuff, and they're going to run a live stream leading up to the launch, where they're going to slowly trickle out information. So this is a way to get around the map pretty fast. Like,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
it seems like there's maybe kind of one of these in each zone.
Yeah.
He managed to get over that mountain with it. I did not.
Well,
This is no fall damage.
Yes. But that, you know, if you kind of finesse your glide well enough, you can cover a lot of territory with that thing.
Eyes are open though.
yeah. I mean, I guess this is a way for them to also be making a game that doesn't necessarily directly compete with the other shooters that EA is making. Like this. You know,
Yeah.
this isn't Anthem. It's
Yeah.
not Battlefield. It's not Battlefront.
Yeah. I just think it's like probably the best venue for Respawn to do what they do, because like that traditional model of single-player campaign and multiplayer maps, and
Recharging shields.
put out a few more maps over the months, and then the game is done. It feels like that model is going away.
But have you played Titanfall 2?
It's good. This is also very good.
You know, maybe this is our vehicle to get Titanfall.
Right.
3
I
days.
mean, honestly, like this is probably a more sensible business decision than rushing right into a third Titanfall game.
Yeah.
Well, not rushing is not the word. Maybe,
I don't know, I mean, tastes differ, but I would absolutely play a really good Battle Royale game over a really good, like, map-based Call of Duty style game at this point.
I wonder if they ever like get weird with it and roll out next into this or something.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, if they really are going to stick with it and update it and all the other stuff, you look at stuff like Fortnite. Like, look at Fortnite.
Added vehicles.
When they first rolled it out, and then look at it now. Like some of the stuff they've done. Like, oh, you can relaunch the glider in this mode, or, you know, like the other stuff that they've fucked around with. Like, you could very easily see, maybe not this map if they're building this map for people or whatever, but you could see a situation where, like, oh, season 3, guess what, mechs.
Yeah, that could be cool. I mean, they said the problem they ran into early on is that to fulfill the fantasy of piloting a giant mech, the mech needs to be, like, almost unstoppable. Or it needs to be very hard to take down.
Yeah.
But then that kind of really screws up your balance in a game
yeah.
mode like this.
Well, I guess, like, the thing the thing I would say to that is that the Titans in Titanfall were not invincible.
That's true, yeah.
There were definitely times where I probably did better against Titans on foot than I did in a Titan.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes.
But you know, whatever. But then is that fulfilling on the power fantasy of check out this cool fucking mech?
Right.
Like, no, not really.
That's Wraith's ult, and I didn't realize other team members could also use it.
Yeah.
She basically picks locations for 2 portals that you can zip between.
Warning. Movement in progress.
Ring's moving. Hustle up.
So I haven't used a lot of the slide here, but you can kind of slide down a hill forever,
Oh, cool.
really fast.
I'm spotted.
Like I straight up used the slide to outrun the circle a few times.
Oh, nice.
It's a
Yeah.
really, like, you can see him sliding a little bit
Yep.
there. Like, as long as you're on a downward incline, you can just keep going. It feels really good.
Reloading. Using a med kit. 1 sec.
I am taking.
I like the idea of the knockdown shield. That's a cool idea.
Yeah. Like, it helps, but it's got pretty limited health, so it doesn't last forever.
And you have to aim it, so
finisher-
Yeah, and yeah, you can circle around them. If you can flank them, then it's kind of useless.
Does the finisher just ignore the shield completely and kill him?
Yeah.
I like that too, right? So you can like just finish somebody off.
Yeah. But it's long enough and you're exposed and vulnerable that it is a little bit of a risk.
Reloading.
Got the whole squad.
The banner, not the loot, Brad.
Gotta get everything. It's a purple backpack, man.
God damn it! You're off my team.
1 sec.
Level 2 helmet here. You can holster your gun. Well, it says right there. You can holster the gun to run faster.
This is like the second ring, right?
That might be right. Yeah, this one kind of hurts.
Yeah. It's serious.
I am repairing myself.
Give my shield a recharge.
Taking a med kit. 1 sec.
Recharging my shields.
Yeah, they're real chatty. I think it helps a lot. Just for your kind of situational awareness and information.
Yeah.
I never really felt like I was wondering what was going on, even when I wasn't talking to people.
Peacekeeper here.
JK.
That's skin.
Any reason that person's shields are purple?
That's a level 3 shield. Okay. Or that's a purple tier shield.
Oh, you
see, it's got 4 segments where our
shield.
our blue one. Well, so that comes with the armor. That is the armor. Basically, the armor is the armor has tiers of shields.
Oh, armor.
That's different from the knockdown shield.
Patching myself up.
So that's what those blue canisters are for. Is recharging the shield in your armor.
Okay.
Rings nearby.
So it's a little different than like a PUBG where the armor takes permanent damage and then becomes useless. Like you can recharge the armor that you have.
Only 2 enemy squads left. Gonna be a soup sandwich.
Great. The ring is close. Less than a minute.
Oh, it doesn't tell you exactly how many people.
Yeah,
It did earlier.
I was gonna say I think it does early in the match.
How many people are left, you mean? Oh,
yeah, it tells you how many
Oh.
squads are up there, but I don't know if that's just to increase like the suspense. So yeah, you get a little bit of like banner stuff, advertisement looking stuff. Like there is a little bit of that game show
showy
feel,
looking,
but it's
yeah.
not super overt.
Yeah.
Fire. Top of the chimney. Placing a portal. Only 1 squad left.
There is a new
Frag out.
I set the portal. Take it. Reloading.
Alright.
Tag up.
Boom!
Nice.
Yeah, so I guess that's another origin achievement
Yeah.
down there.
We took out the champion. Good work.
You are the Apex champions.
We did it. Well, X350 dev did it.
Yeah. Well, everyone but you. Well, look.
Yeah.
Cool.
I ran support.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You
Yeah. Let's see.
wisecracking, quippy robot.
We can see what you get for winning a match. Any second now. There it goes. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I didn't do a lot there, but oops, got it started over. All right, last clip. Might jump through parts of this, but
Yeah.
did a little bit of other new stuff in this one
Let's touch down.
that you haven't seen yet.
Which character is this? you're playing?
Lifeline. This is the one that they were going around saying like, "Hey, you should play Lifeline first." Like that's kind of that's the character you play through the training with.
Is she the healer?
Yeah. So her tactical is just a little heal bot that floats in the air and heals everybody around it. What is her passive? Totally can't remember what her passive is.
If you are selected as jump master, can you pass the responsibility off?
Yeah.
Hold on tight. It's time to drop.
Nice. That's smart.
And a lot of the testers were doing that, which makes me think that they were told like, "Hey, let the press
Yeah.
be the jump master." I enjoy, like every time we'd play PUBG together, it was just this calamity of like everybody saying, "Let's drop over there, no over here." Like who wants to?
Yeah.
Nobody
3,
wants
2, 1,
to.
go.
Nobody wants to really make the decision. So having it just like formalized in a way that one person makes the decision, like I didn't mind just like, "Hey, you know what? You figured it out this time. I'm just along for the ride."
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like we got there eventually. Where it was like, okay, it's your turn to
Yeah,
pick.
yeah. So yeah, having that built into the game mechanics really
Yeah, that's
was nice.
Seems like an alright idea.
Sometimes you just want to kind of kick back and let them figure it out.
Yeah. Or after you finish eating the sandwich, you jump.
Right.
Do you think that this character has a faster run speed than some of the others?
Like I said, that's why they weren't calling these hero characters, because they want people to understand that the baseline mechanics are the same.
Right. It's just maybe it's just because you don't have a gun equipped,
That
so you're
might-
getting that faster run
That
speed.
might
but,
be it.
just
Like yeah,
looks-
these are throwables, so that they may not count as a gun.
Potion here.
I mean, like Bangalore's tactical or her passive, like I said, is she runs faster when she gets shot.
Yeah.
So there are some modifiers there. I would guess it's probably just because I don't have a gun yet.
Okay.
Bless you. I will find loot here.
And what is her passive? I don't remember. Yeah, so real straightforward to move stuff around.
Oh, and drop it out to the ground pretty easily. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, very, very streamlined.
Is that a dinosaur?
Yes, there are like giant
Are there dinosaurs in Titanfall?
dinosaurs.
No.
There are now.
No? Welcome to the Outlands.
Forget
border
giant robots. How about giant monsters?
How giant robots versus giant monsters.
Now you're talking. Yeah, I like the look of it.
Yeah.
It's clean.
Yes. It looks like a Titanfall game more or less in terms of the buildings and tech and stuff. But obviously the characters are.
But also it's a battle royale game that's not just like, hey, we put a bunch of houses here, or the way that a lot of the battlegrounds maps are, and where the blackout map is.
There's like a giant info dump trailer they put out, or they will have put out by the time this comes out, that says like, A, it's in the Outlands or the Border Worlds or whatever.
Yeah.
B, this is like a former IMC colony or something that was like abandoned and overrun. So that's why there's all these facilities and stuff around.
So this is just, people are just off on this planet doing something dumb.
Yeah.
Do they set it up in terms of like why you're doing this, or is it just kind of like...
That's what I didn't think to ask and what they never filled in.
Okay.
The intro, the very first trailer they showed us was characters like quipping about winning and like bragging about their kill count.
Yeah.
And like unlocking a loot chest at the end as a reward as if it was a game show.
Yeah.
But then they never filled in like a background for while this is happening.
Huh.
There was a little bit of narration in that trailer that did imply this is kind of like the fastest growing sport in the Outlands or something like that. So there are loot ticks just hanging around occasionally, kind of hidden, that have a bunch of good stuff in them.
But not like cosmetics the way they do out of game.
No. That's just in game, like that have what a purple, I think a helmet in it.
All right. How'd you feel about the performance? I feel like some of the video.
It runs a lot smoother than this.
Okay.
I think we were using the NVIDIA Shadowplay to capture, and I don't know if that was dropping frames.
I feel like sometimes that thing's really okay. Sometimes it gets weird.
Yeah, but the game, there were a few spots in the biggest open areas of the map where it was like maybe a little below 60.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of machines we were on. And they were running, I think, 2560 by 1440, so. But it definitely ran smoother than what this looks like.
Okay.
I'm curious to see it on console.
Yeah, I mean,
could
they've always had an eye for performance with their stuff.
Yeah.
So
I would imagine.
there's a lot of dynamic resolution stuff
Yeah.
that Titanfall 2 did to maintain frame rate on consoles that I would assume would still apply here.
I'm sure, I'm sure it will run well.
Copy that.
And I'm sure it plays fine with the controller. I didn't get to try it.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of my other question about is like, how do you inventory management on a controller? That was one of those things that I think Call of Duty really nailed.
Yeah. So like here's a good example of just like, hey, here's the stuff you have in the gun you're holding that will go into this new gun if you swap it.
Yeah, if you just hold to replace and it just swaps over. That's that's cool.
Sticks everything in there.
Good.
It's really, you barely think about attachments.
Yeah. You never thanked anybody.
They knew.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a giant skeleton, isn't it? Sticking out of the ground. I'm trying to think if I can skip ahead a little bit here.
Yeah.
Champion eliminated.
Our champion has fallen.
There's a care package coming down.
Oh, did I drop that? Oh, that's somebody else's care package.
It's cool that it shows what weapons you have equipped, just like the names. I guess once you've learned the names, I guess that'll be cool. Until then, you're like, what?
I was getting there. Like I know what the Peacekeeper is. I couldn't tell you right off the bat exactly what the Devotion is, although it looks like it's some kind of LNG. A pretty good LNG,
Yeah.
it seems. Oh.
Reloading.
No! I think he got interrupted out of it at the last second.
That's what that looks like.
Yeah.
That's weird because that very much looks like it hit.
I think it was like
last frame, gotcha.
I think it was a split second away from finishing. Also, my team really doing work here.
Oh, good. Just a scrape. Deploying health drone.
Yeah, so there's their health drone.
Reloading.
First squad down.
Looks like you've been hitting the range.
This way, let's go.
Is it a situation where if you've got people in a squad down but not out, and you have dropped all of them, they all just instantly die?
Eliminate.
Okay.
Yep.
Thought that's what that was.
Knockdown shield here. Extended light mag here. Level medic here.
Really easy to drop stuff. Like I have a full inventory here and I wanted that ammo, so it just automatically pops up in your inventory and lets you figure out what to get rid of.
Let's reposition here. Check out this area.
Round 2. Beginning ring countdown.
Yeah, I'll give this a shot. It's you know, I've played a fair amount of Blackout and have kind of tapered off of it, so I think I'm probably open to trying something new in the genre.
It feels a lot like Blackout, just with more stuff.
Yeah.
The hero abilities and the squad sustainability and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I had a hell of a good time playing this game. Like I have just been thinking about it nonstop since I left that event.
Cool.
And come on, slide.
New kill leader. Watch your 6.
Well, maybe we'll have to get a squad together and
Listen up, I'm calling a lifeline.
give it a try.
Yeah, but I have not played as much Battle Royale as a lot of people. Like I never got into Fortnite.
Yeah.
Didn't play a ton of Blackout, so I might just be more primed for a Battle Royale than people who are maybe a little more burned out on it.
I think I kind of dip in and out, you know? Like I'll still play some Battlegrounds here and there.
Yeah. So that was her ult. It's just this.
Oh.
It's just a pod full of really good stuff.
That's cool. Still not thanking him. All right, that's fine. It's button prompt right there on screen.
I'm sure I was talking.
No, I get it.
Sure, I was talking to somebody right now.
Yeah, probably.
That's definitely what was happening.
This area.
Taking a moment to heal.
Let this one finish out because some good stuff happens at the end.
All right.
So how do you build?
What's that?
How do you build?
Build?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Enemy spotted. Enemy over there.
Okay.
How sensitive was that call out stuff? Like, did you feel like you ever missed?
Yes, I definitely dropped a let's go over there a
Yeah.
couple times when I was trying to hit a moving target.
Okay.
You have to be fairly spot on with it.
Were there multiple tiers of backpacks or just backpack?
No, it's like gray, blue, purple. I think purple is like 12 slots.
Any sort of energy drink equivalent boosts items?
Like run faster, heal over time?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's all just the single-use stuff that just works once the kind of the channel finishes.
Let's go this way.
Enemy over there.
Did you ever see it get down to a final circle looking thing, like a really, really tight area? Seems like some of these matches finished, most of these matches finished pretty quickly.
I think that maybe, so there's a level 3 backpack. I think that might be how this one plays out.
Back here. Level 2.
We're very close to it. You definitely get into those very small spaces,
Right,
absolutely.
Care package being delivered.
Care package incoming. Let's get to the LZ.
It's cool, like the kill feed tells you what they pinged and stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. That is good.
Beginning ring count.
This is kind of the biggest reason I wanted to finish this match out.
Inside the ring. Good.
Is I found another one of these kind of fully kitted weapons.
Yeah.
Mastiff, yeah.
Let's reposition here.
The thing I don't know is
Got a hop up here. Peacekeeper here.
if there are specific weapons that are only considered fully kitted, or if every weapon has a chance of dropping as a fully kitted weapon.
Oh, right.
I think it's the latter. I don't think there are unique weapons that are just for that tier.
It's not like here's a flamethrower or something. It's the same.
Yeah.
Like
Or, I
here's
mean-
a sick grenade launcher that
Right.
is
Yeah.
just some kind of mega
Or I don't
weapon.
even mean different categories of weapons, but just different, like this is just a shotgun. Like I think there's a regular version of the Mastiff, for example.
Right. Oh, so even that stuff takes time.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically recharge my ult there.
Sniper stock here. Level 2.
Jump in a little more.
Let's explore this way.
Optics here. Sniper.
Shield cell here.
Optics here. Sniper.
Attention.
2 enemy squads live. We tackle victory and slaughter. Careful, new kill leader.
Yeah, it's getting down to a pretty small zone.
Yeah, I think this is the smallest I ever saw it get.
Okay.
I will defend this area from our enemies.
Defending this area. Holding position.
Especially because we just kind of
Same with me.
hold up in here.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool that you can like confirm
Yes.
on a spot, like,
Yes.
hey, I'm going to do the thing you're doing also.
Yeah, the thanking and the roger that type
Yeah.
stuff are both very useful.
Huh.
Yeah, all that communication stuff feels really robust. All right, I think we...
Warning.
Favor from the gods.
really didn't want to lose this one.
Round
so-
4. Beginning ring countdown.
Might be something good this way.
Heard that.
I guess like that's one of the communication things in a game like this is like, hey, let's hang out here for a while and not just run
Yeah.
immediately into the circle.
Yeah.
It would be hard to communicate.
Yeah, that's why I was really glad they had us playing with people who really know what they were doing.
Yeah, I wonder if that'll be a frustrating thing.
Yeah, there'll probably be a learning curve in the player base for a while.
Healing my wounds.
Do you guys know if PUBG and Fortnite or even Blackout have like internal matchmaking, like numbers? Like, do you have an MMR? Are you matched up against other people of your skill level?
I think the PUBG, I think, definitely does. I remember as Will Smith started playing more and more of it, getting better and better, he was suddenly
1 minute.
getting into
High kill average.
yeah,
or
just
whatever.
like way harder games.
Okay.
Using a med kit. 1 second.
Reloading. The complete squad is
Attention.
I would assume they all do some form of that to some degree, but you know, like a high player count like that, it can be hard.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on how popular the game is. Sure, with Fortnite, there's probably people at all skill levels searching for a match at all times right now.
taking a moment to recharge my shields.
So basically at this point, I had 2 or 3 respawn people watching and were very excited that I had found that shotgun. Like, they kind of really seemed like those drops are pretty rare. They were really hoping that I got to use it at some point, because like I just hadn't really seen anybody up close
Yeah.
since I got it.
Reloading.
Double time it.
And then,
Oh,
hey.
yeah, 1 shot, and the guy goes down. So those weapons are really damn good.
I'm spotted.
Oh,
Boom.
nice.
Yeah,
Alright.
back-to-back last 2 matches, we pulled it out. This game is so much fun. I cannot wait to play more of it.
Well, Brad, I got good news.
Yeah.
You can.
That's pretty exciting.
You are the Apex champions.
Yeah, I'll be really interested to see what people think of this.
Yeah.
I think that they're gonna be met with a sort of mixed reaction, honestly. Because I think, there's EA is not there's a lot of people not loving EA these days.
Yeah, for sure.
Battle Royale is something that I think a lot of people are ready to talk shit about.
Yeah, I feel like we're just on the cusp of like saturation.
Well, I feel like every time someone announces one, it's not excitement. It's like a ugh. But this looks good. Like whatever. I'm down to play this.
At least
I like the games Respawn has made.
That's the thing for me. They have shooter chops that a lot of developers don't.
Yeah.
So like when you say Respawn is making one of these games, it means something different than like, not to denigrate anybody else, but
definitely. Yeah.
A lot of people at Respawn made the first Call of Duty.
Yeah.
They've been around doing this for quite a while.
For sure. And I think there's obviously plenty of life left in the genre.
Totally.
I kind of, like I said, I kind of dip in and out.
People are still playing Team Deathmatch and Capture the Flag.
Now you're talking. You want to talk about some good ass shooter modes? Let's talk about Team Deathmatch. King
Hill rules.
That's next year. You're gonna start talking to me about. No, you got to bring the skulls to the place.
No, I'll never do that.
Yeah.
For me, it's the mobility options, the squad ability synergy stuff, and like the sustainability that comes from having people that can get you up in multiple ways, and it feels different enough to me. It's got enough of its own identity and I think that all that stuff works really well together.
And it seems like they've had some smart ideas from watching other games.
Yes.
Like the group jump thing, I think, is a good ass idea.
Yeah, a lot of streamlining, a lot of smart new additions to the interface and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, it's out now.
I guess it's out now.
Yeah, so go play it.
Download it. Click here.
No, that's not a
download.
Click here to go to the website giantbomb.com and watch more videos of other games.
Yeah. While you download this.
Or if you're going to download this, download it.
Yeah, give it a shot.
Yeah. Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.